Jesus, we refer to as our elder brother and way shower. This is a movement about the teachings of Jesus, not necessarily about Jesus. We do not worship Jesus. We take his teachings. And that is the main focus of the unity teachings, are based on Jesus' teachings. What we interpret, we use the whole scripture, we interpret metaphysically. And if metaphysics means above the physical, that we are always looking for a deeper meaning. The individuals who wrote the Old Testament and the New Testament, and Jesus himself, were Semitic. That means that they spoke in exaggeration with their hands, a lot of energy. They spoke in metaphor, they spoke in symbols. They often, very rarely spoke literally. They did not speak literally, and what is written was not meant to be interpreted literally. Jesus spoke in parable. He spoke the language of Aramaic, which is a very organic language. It has many, many levels of understanding. The sound means something, the intonation means something, there's universal, symbolic, all these different meanings. So you had to be present with somebody. It's a spoken language. You had to be present with somebody to really understand them. So I just want to read to you a little bit about why we might not want to interpret Scripture literally. 2004, Dr. Laura Schlesinger said that as an observant Orthodox Jew, homosexuality is an abomination according to Leviticus 8:22 and cannot be condoned under any circumstance. The following response is an open letter to Dr. Laura, penned by a U.S. resident, which was posted in the internet. And I just have a few parts of it. I'd like to sell my daughter into slavery as sanctioned in Exodus 21:7. In this day and age, what do you think would be a fair price for her? They're talking about selling people into slavery. Literally, that's a literal interpretation of Scripture. A friend of mine feels that even though eating shellfish is an abomination, according to Leviticus 11:10, it's a lesser abomination than homosexuality. I don't agree. Can you settle this? Are there degrees of abomination? I know that from Leviticus 11:6-8 that touching the skin of a dead pig makes me unclean. But may I still play football if I wear gloves? I have a neighbor who insists on working on the Sabbath, Exodus 35:2. The passage clearly states he should be put to death. Am I morally obligated to kill him myself? Our scripture is the evolution of consciousness from Adam consciousness to Christ consciousness. We always look at everything for the deeper meaning. Every individual in our scripture represents some aspect of our consciousness, the evolution of our consciousness.